My father's side of the family, the Bunty family, was also nicknamed the Bunny family. One reason, because very big family. But ironically, I found out that the definition of my last name means short-tailed. Here's the ironic thing. I'm one of the tallest members in my family. So I'm 5'11", 5'10" if you want to count me, slouching. But my father was like 5'3", maybe 5'2". I still don't understand where I get my height from, because I have been going down a very interesting journey, that journey being looking into my family history. And I've learned a lot of cool things about my family. I originally thought that I got my height from my great-grandfather, who was Italian. Nope. I found out on his service card, the man was short and broad in his own writing. So I'm like, okay, great. So where in the world has my height come from? So that's a mystery I still have yet to solve. But I came to find that a lot of very interesting things in my family. Not only do I come from a long line of artists and craftsmen, especially within woodworking. My father was a woodworker. My grandfather on my mother's side was a wood carver. His father was a wood carver. And then his father was a house builder. One of the other things that I always found interesting is how all of that eventually bled down into me. I am also a bit of a woodworker. I have recently got into building cigar box guitars. My family also had a long line of musicians. My father was a guitar player. My grandfather was a pianist. And one of the things that kind of I always loved was just how looking into the culture, the traditions that my family have, being very German-Irish, especially on the Bunty side. I came to learn, how many of my family members were in the service, stretching all the way back to the Civil War. I found out that a lot of my family members were very deeply rooted within the community, especially within Hanover. And one of the other things I found out about my family that I absolutely love was how inspirational a lot of my members were. I always remember, just like the last person that was up here speaking, I too also had to deal with going to a lot of funerals. I had a lot of older relatives, being one of the more younger members of my family. I was used to facing death. I was used to going to funerals and seeing that. But it was a time of where I also got to see family that I didn't normally get to see a lot of times. So even though it was a sad time, it also blended into some good times. But like many of them, I always noticed one thing at every funeral we went to was how big these funerals were. And I'm not talking just big from the families that would come. I'm talking the friends that would come, the people that these family members touched. My own father actually surprised me with his funeral. Even with all the flaws that my father had, that man's funeral was the biggest funeral I have ever seen with my family. The amount of people that showed up to see my father when we had his viewing really kind of showed me how many people that he had touched. And being on the autism spectrum myself, it also led me down to learning a lot more about the medical side of my family. Learning about my father himself was undiagnosed. My niece herself was diagnosed not too long ago. She's an inspiration to me every single day, seeing her grow. So honestly, I'm now in the generation where I'm working to be inspirational for the next generation as well. I want to be the inspiration that my family has been passing down. Thank you.